Doom, doom, doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, let me see. So this is February 5th, 2020. Practice. Take for copyright purposes this recording. I am the author of this recording. As you can see, I'm in the video at this time, speaking into the recording. All rights are reserved by me, Kenneth Wesley Peters. I am the sole representative of the name Kenneth Wesley Peters, and I am doing business as Kenneth Wesley Peters. As you can see, the upside down world. Like they say, life is actually a bowl of cherries. But today we're gonna wrap up this 808 thing that we're talking about over here. And it appears as though it's attack of the abominable snowman. Yeah. All sounds, all beats, melodies, rhythms, all sounds echoing off these walls in this facility for which I stand at this present time is rights are reserved by me, the author, Kenneth Wesley Peters. Any reproduction of any of the before said without authorization from the author, Kenneth Wesley Peters, without express permission and authorization from the representative, Kenneth Wesley Peters, including but not limited to print rights, reserved by the author. From the ground for which I stand, through this floor down through the earth, in the south, out of the south polarity, into the stratosphere, around and back to the north polarity. All rights are reserved by me, the author, Kenneth Wesley Peters. All right, now we got that out of the way. You know, traditionally we like to say that a fact is a fact until proven otherwise. Also that once is something that's random, twice is a coincidence, and three times is a pattern in science. So we had an upside down world right now, but we did this to illustrate the other 8 on the other side. If this would have been a full illustration, there would be another 2 circles going out, but this page is not long enough for that, so we just dealing with it from this aspect. And I like it because it's a trinity. You know, we're getting the abominable snowman, we're getting a whole lot going on here, we're getting crazy bird, the bumblebee. I'm seeing a whole lot. And you're asking yourself, well, how is that, Kenny? Well, it doesn't matter. This is supposedly an ISO image. We can go back to these pages here without all of this artwork and stuff on it. And what you see is an ISO image. Okay? And in here, just for instance, we talked about the linguistic matrix. What we see here are mounts, just from a visual perspective, right? I see an M, or like someone was saying, the M in McDonald's, because the M's represent the woman's breast. And I think that's pretty accurate. Because why? the woman's breast is a natural instinctive attraction for males, and actually people in general in both sexes to be attracted to, for nourishment. All right, it's gonna be tricky. It's gonna be a bit tricky. So there we go. All right. Yeah, when I show it, I'll just hold it. Okay. So I'm seeing the letter C in there. See if I can get this set up a little better. No, I'm not set up now. That's a little better. All right, there we go. So forgive us for the production over here at the AltLaws, ALTLAWS. We're gonna have to say this every time we say AltLaws. So you know, like Jesse Jackson used to do, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that it's clear that we coming with street law. And by the way, I'm not licensed to be a lawyer within the Union of the United States in any court, state court, or federal court. And I'm not, I did not pass the bar exam. I did not take the bar exam. I've never taken it. And if I did, I would probably fail it miserably, to be honest with you. So now right here, I see the bumblebee. We can see an outline of a bee or a snowman. It doesn't matter, you know. But we're not dealing with the bee in this direction of the equinox. See this straight line across is the equinox. This is why we're saying this is Jesus on the cross, right at the period. This is the choke point that we're talking about, where the lightning strike occurs, the beaming of Scotty or whatever you want to call it, the northern polarity, and the energy flux down into this channeled into this pocket. Boom. That is a extreme conservation of energy. Here's where Jesus is hanging on the cross. And one can consider the falling energies or spirits back into this regeneration of energies. You see? Here's your prison system. Okay, we're going to get into the prisms with an MS, the prism, in comparison to prison. But when we're dealing with colors in the prism. But when you come with the equinox and this separates, I do have another illustration where this ISO image is separated. You have an M, and we're just going to say the period, the O, you get mom with the 808. And on the bottom reflection or the ISO image of it is wow. And when we see a beautiful lady that we're extremely attracted to, we say wow. We say wow. So that's what's up. But anyway. All right. So we also have, and these are all patterns that, we got way more than 3 so far. Because see the bee, and imagine the bee's eyes being here and here. You see? And then the body of the bee. The queen bee is the bosom. the booty. You see the bees? Look at all the bees that we got in here. Okay. But it's funny that the W for woman is what makes or gives you the mounds for the bee. See, let us go deep. And as you're using them as symbols, as we're using them as symbols, then the correlation between the symbol itself and then if we're talking about a linguistic matrix, now we're looking at letters within the symbol. See, just this one symbol alone is basically giving you your religion. It's giving, and by the way, this is Santos Bonacci's illustration that I drew myself, but only from observing and studying Santos's illustrations and work. Now I want to make sure that's clear. Okay, but nobody else is dealing with the 808 that I've heard them. And I'm sure yes, people do talk about the 808. From the aspects that we're discussing it, I haven't heard it online. So we're taking it further, and we're just dealing with the 808. Well, something I like it, so we're dealing with it, and it's in correlation with the sun and the trek of the sun throughout the year. It's also a track or an electrical where the entire return is connected, and you have a loop, right? You have the main energy source, which will coming into your circuit breaker box. If this was a home, let's say for instance, here's another example of a pattern. It's in a way that you can apply it to even how our structures and our buildings are wired. How do I know this? Well, because I've studied electricity and I know what I'm talking about. So as the loop, and I'm definitely rusty on electricity. So as I'm saying, I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I know enough to know about electricity that you have to. It's not like riding a bike, little snot nose. Okay. So anyway, we've made a loop. So the sun is coming in this fashion, and when it hits the equator, now you're going into fall, down into winter, and back up again. That's also a wave, sound wave. See? There's another correlation. It just goes on and on. How is this Christianity? I just told you the biggest part of Christianity, just about, is Jesus on the cross. And the crossroads, you see, usually near the crossroads there's a church. So some holy site. But at the crossroads, the summer solstice, or the solstice rather, and the equinox meet at this point or period. That's the point I was making, that I wanted to point out about the Taurus field. Okay, and we're gonna squabble the artwork right now because all that is fun, and it does show how a lot of things correlate. As for instance, if this was on the flip side, well, I'm on the wrong. But we're just gonna keep going. We're not gonna go back to to the previous art. I think we're pretty much there. So we want to cover as much ground as we can with this last one, because I'm not coming back to this for a while, for sure. So it would be good to have these videos for me to make reference to, and I can just play them or whatever. And so, okay, here's an illustration where we had the bird or the bee, and if it was on the flip side, just imagine it was flipped over, because I don't want to flip it. It's kind of fragile right now here with this illustration, and I just have it sitting on this pipe. Okay, but the eyebrows of the angry bird, you know what I mean? Looks like an angel going down inside here. When you talk about the Holy Spirit, I said, is it spirit or spirits with an S? Because this would then be with the theory, the spirits diverging back into reincarnation, back into consciousness. Because see, Jesus came like this to the cross, up to the head up towards the heaven, hung on the cross, right? Anything going this way is going south. So going out of the womb, one is immersed into the conscious world, a physical world, and the plane that we're on, right? And then you're on your journey into a conscious journey. So then all of these Hollywood blockbuster films like The Journey to the North Pole, or Journey to the Center of the Earth, which is the North Pole, or Race to the North Pole, okay? The Wizard of Oz, okay? Oh man, it's just the Matrix. It goes on and on. Who got time to get to do them all? Oh yeah, we can get into it, but let's keep it moving for now. All right. Now we got art or just an illustration. So and we were saying that the on that first illustration, that first page, we're gonna go back to the first page. And this is the last one, and it's orange. That's basically your torus field right there. It's what it's doing. It's the technology Tesla was using. It's it's the electromagnetic self-regenerating energy, right? So basically, we're saying that generating energy is the settler, because Jesus is caught in that period, caught here, right? But existing there, right? Because the point of conception is occurring, and at the point of conception to the corpus is the rebuild of the flesh. The spirit is sold in with the flesh, and then redeposited out into the conscience. South. Anything coming out of the womb is headed south. This is the point. Now I know it's gonna take some of you a good long time to figure that part out. We'll wait. See, we the outlaws. We love you. We're gonna wait for you. And in the interim, you know, you can just call this the snowman. All right. So let's get the flip version of this without maybe screwing everything up. All right, let's get back to see. There go my man Crazy Bird, or whatever the Angry Bird, whatever they be calling that dude, man. But here I see the owl. As my friend said, the oracle. And usually on the owl there's one eye with a bifocal. And the bifocals will represent, in my estimation, and we're getting out there, the sun. Because one of the bifocals is an artificial, man-made object. So therefore, the trek of the sun is giving maybe the positioning of the sun, where it is it actually in the above the equator or below the equator? Because sometimes the eye has the glass or bifocal over that eye, right? And sometimes it's over on this side. And then there's other things as far as an eye being artificially covered, but you may still see it through, say, a bifocal. But the eye, and the single eye, we're not gonna go there, but we're gonna go here. With the sun's trek, right? Boom. Also a wave. Also a wave. The angel's wings of the Holy Spirits being experiencing redivergence back into because of the magnetic pull, the magnetic attraction. You see? Now and here once again is Jesus. Boom. Right smack in the middle. Now I wonder if the pineal gland is in equal height to an illustration like this. Now, if the 8 was flipped and is now over here, because we're dealing with 8, 0, and if we flipped it and made this the other 8, right? 808, right? That by laying the 8 to the side, not turned up, you see, it becomes a symbol of infinity. You can do this with symbols or messaging. Okay? These are the rules. So as you lay the symbol for infinity out, it's affinity into the center, or the O. The 0 would be in a number. The 0 is a placeholder. And what's happening here is stillness. A period occurs. But the spirit still exists. You see? The spirit is always out of the period is existing. In the period, it just exists. It's existing out of the period, because now you have been conceived. Conception has occurred, and you're on your way back through the transporter, which is the womb. Yes, indeedy. Chicky D's. And everybody wondering why everybody like chicken. And them birds. Birds and them bees. Oh, y'all forgot that the bees right here. See, when stuff starts rhyming, you know you're in the linguistical matrix. You're unraveling the linguistics that's occurring here, the matrical linguistics. You see, there's so much being said in just this one 808 illustration alone. And by the way, my brother, 1 and 6 equals 7. 7. 7. All the way to heaven. Okay? But then we have 1, 2, 3 mounds on top, 4, 5, 6. 3 mounds on the bottom. Right? Or am I speaking another language? So as the as the conscious being emerges back from into consciousness from reincarnation, now in consciousness, here we go over here. You see, out of the womb, the head swinging against the mom's or the womb, the legs of the woman. Out, boom, is the bell ringing. It's the 7 bell. And that is why the ladies wear the 7 bell dresses, which they don't realize. But we know over here at the AltLaws, because we pay attention to shit, it's the bell. And in the bell you have, see, you have the breast, the B, you have the E, which is again the number 3, or L, you see, and then you get into your measurements of angles and just basic measurements. So we have a great illustration, as far as I'm concerned, of the actual what is occurring. And online, I gotta get this young man's name and his his link, where you can go and see he's got the magnets, the plates, and high dense equipment to look into the plates to see the magnetic design, and and it is revealing what is occurring all through the magnet, deep inside of the magnet plate. You see, this is the thing. Okay, so AltLaws, Alternative Law Group. We're coming out over here. DMV. We're dealing with the 808. See, that's a complete circuit right there. Electricity, boom, 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 boom. There's your torus field right there. This is the torus field in this track. And then we got energy going this way in this track, spinning each other, creating all types of energy and electromagnetic energy spitting out the womb. Boom, 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 boom. Then the bell ringing. See? Or the cowbell. I wonder why the Indians are worshiping the cow over there. You see? And the cows, they always wear a bell. And the southern ladies, they wear the seven bell dresses on Sunday. Go to praise Jesus. And you telling me that's not Jesus being born again? After 3 days, Jesus shall rise. Boom, boom. And oh, right down here we have December, born again, 25th, because the sun is at its lowest point of the year. And for 3 days, uh, according to NASA, the sun takes the same low trek as if it were a straight line or a flat line, we would call it. So that's Jesus um, dying here on the cross for 3 days, made a trek down back into consciousness or whatever, let's say. Well, I'm not going to say that, but it's funny how this illustration lays it out almost in a pretty good timely way. All artwork is reserved by me, the author, Kenneth Wesley Peters. All concepts are reserved by me, the author. I am the author of this intellectual property as well. All rights are reserved. And I've given credit to the parts of this to Santos Panacci's work. There's another young man that I want to give his name to. So I guess I got to do another video, but I'll just come back with a very 1-minute video to well known. And on another topic, we need to move forward. So I will give his information, and you can go back and check it out for yourself, because y'all really need to see exactly what I'm talking about. Real life magnetic plates, just like I've got right here, doing the illustrations for the torus field. Okay, you will see exactly what's inside of those plates, and I'm talking about plates this thick, or bigger, or thicker. Okay, or plates this thick. That's a thick magnetic plate to be able to see in the center of it and what the designs are in the center without cutting it open. Okay, so that's enough for right now. We're gonna leave it there. I think we pretty much made a point of where the torus field and the sun, because this includes the sun. Like I said, the owl with the one binocular over the eye and maybe a chain going down the side like this. You see owls, many pictures of owls with that. For one thing, I'm not saying that's the only thing it's representing, because see, as we're finding out right now, these illustrations mean many things. So if I separate, because see, this is the trek of the sun. Okay, and a binocular would give an indication of where the sun is actually on, and put any given illustration of the torus field, or a story maybe, or an actual NASA report or reading as to where the sun is trekking at a particular given time of year. Okay. Um, so there it is. Next up, we're dealing with the color black, and you know, it does pertain to law and then what's going on and occurring in law. So we need to deal with the color black. To be honest with you, that sounds good to me. I can't wait to get on it. I'm eager to get on it, and hopefully y'all have some understanding of where I was going with the 808. And we'll get back at you later. Over and out. Thank you for listening.